Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Moninder Singh. The ISKCON Sri Sri Radhakrishna Temple in Spanish Fork, Utah, renowned globally for hosting the annual Holi Festival, has come under attack in a suspected hate crime, with over 24 bullets fired over a few days at the premises, causing significant structural damage. 20 to 30 bullet casings were found. These bullets have been fired at the temple, causing extensive damage and also around the surrounding property. And this has happened during the nighttime hours while devotees and guests were still inside. Now, condemning the attack, the Consulate General of India in San Francisco expressed solidarity with the community and urged swift action. In a post on X, it stated, and I quote, "We strongly condemn the recent firing incident at the ISKCON Sri Sri Radhakrishna Temple in Spanish Fork, Utah. The consulate extends full support to all the devotees and the community and urges the local authorities to take prompt action to bring the perpetrators to justice." Now, a similar incident had occurred earlier this year when on the 9th of March, the Bochasanwasi Akshar Purushottam Swaminarayan Sanstha Hindu Temple in Chino Hills, California, was found desecrated just days ahead of the so-called Khalistani referendum in Los Angeles, according to temple authorities. Now, last year, acts of vandalism also targeted the Bap Sri Swaminarayan Mandir in Sacramento, California on the night of 25th of September. That incident followed closely after a similar attack on another temple in New York. Messages such as "Hindus go back" were found sprawled during those attacks, deeply alarming the local Hindu community. Despite repeated provocations, the community leaders continue to affirm their unity and commitment to confronting hate. Hindu missia is rampant, and these haters are only getting more emboldened. It's no longer graffiti and pure vandalism. They are also resorting to bullets and firing, and that's violence. And this is despite repeated warnings. Why are these haters being allowed to get so emboldened, and what's the reason behind what's happened in Utah? Let's go across to the founder of the Sri Sri Radhakrishna Temple, Charudas Adhikari ji. Charudas Adhikari ji, Hare Krishna, Namaste. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for hosting me, and it's a very interesting question. Without getting into specifics, I think everyone feels that the overall atmosphere has become less and less healthy and wholesome as far as diversity and people following their own culture, which may differ from the mainstream. Generally speaking, that's much less true in Utah because of the presence of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They're an extremely pious group of people. They've supported us from day one. They've encouraged us. They've never said a word to indicate that we were a threat or that they were on the defensive. Rather, they've taken us under their arm, just like a young older brother takes a younger brother under his arm. And since the incidents happened, there's been a huge outpouring from students at Brigham Young University, from local stakes. We've had ladies come by with bouquets of flowers and baskets of fruit. We've got a GoFundMe going on my Facebook page, True Utah, and we raised like $2,000 just in a couple of hours last night. So it's ironic that although the motive was hate and destruction, it kind of, Krishna's playing a trick on all the culprits, the malfeasers, because what they've really done, unknowing to themselves, is unleashed a wellspring of support and love and encouragement. Now, as far as the people themselves, I can only speculate as to whether it's connected with the Khalistan. I would tend to doubt it. On our security cameras, we didn't get a license plate, but it's a dark blue or black pickup truck, very common in this particular area. We would have thought it might have just been teenagers if it was only the Friday morning at 5:20 a.m. Friday morning. We have in our security camera this pickup pulled up. We have gates around, and we have electronic gate that closed at midnight. So thank God they were not able to get on the property. Who knows what they would have done? But they parked at the edge of the property on the road, and they shot into the temple. At that time, we thought it was just a one-off event, maybe some teenagers. But then they came back the next day at 1 o'clock Saturday morning. They came back and they shot again. And at that time, we realized this is something much more sinister. Then we looked Sunday morning, and we found 20 to 30 shell casings right there beside the road.
But Charudas ji, if I may ask you, Prabhu, what provoked this? Have there been any other attacks, or this is the first time something like this has happened in Utah at the temple?
We've enjoyed amazing support and love from the community. I can't even begin to tell you how heartwarming has been not only our reception, but our ongoing relationships with the local Mormons and even the Interfaith. I just got a beautiful email from the head of the Interfaith Council in Salt Lake City offering his full support. As you mentioned, the Consul General of India called me yesterday morning. Hindu Vishwa Prasad has given outpouring. Just a lot of support, overwhelming support, 99.9% support. And in fact, as far as the history of the temple is concerned, there have been no negative incidents to date. We get about 50,000 tourists a year. People come, we have a vegetarian buffet that's open, we have llamas, peacocks, we have a koi lake with a waterfall, which you see behind me. There are constant tourists coming. Many Indians are going north on I-15 to Yellowstone and Salt Lake. They get off the freeway. We're only 3 miles off the freeway. They break their journey with a nice recreational stroll around the property and some lunch and continue on. People southbound to San Diego, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles, they also get off.
Right.
There are many Indians on a daily basis that come. There are many local people who come to our festivals. We have a Sunday program every week at 5 o'clock. Our Festival of Colors is arguably the largest in North America. We've been doing it since 1995. And you talk to anybody from Utah, and they immediately they know about the Festival of Colors.
Yes.
So our public relations, I'm not blowing.
Did
our
they leave
horn.
any warning message, Prabhu? If I may ask you, did they leave any warning message?
It's interesting because about earlier in the week, probably Monday or Tuesday, the building that my wife and I live in, we also broadcast. We've been broadcasting Krishna consciousness, stories from Mahabharata, Ramayana, music since 1980 on our radio station. And my wife and I live in the radio station to monitor the transmissions and all. So earlier in the week, there was a loud bang late in the afternoon. And then what sounded like a concussion from the roof. And I went out and looked around. I couldn't see anything. But one of our helpers, who was on a higher elevation, saw that there was smoke pouring off of our roof. And that continued for some time. We didn't think much of it at the time, but then when 3 or 4 days later these two back-to-back incidents happened, then we thought that this is planned. This is a program of terrorism or intimidation. And one thing I would say also is that I don't think we should call this vandalism. I think vandalism is what you saw at the Swami Narayan temple, a little graffiti painted on the welcome sign.
Ji.